All right, we're gonna go live. You ready?
Yep.
No. Oh God.
Oh no! Put your pants on. YouTube says we're live. Hello everyone, and welcome to this work in progress Wednesday stream. Now starting 10 minutes later than we were supposed to, and I was looking forward to starting the stream by talking about how much more professional I'm gonna sound because our good friends at Between the Bolter and Me care about your your audio enjoyment, and they gave me shit because I uploaded a video this week that has the worst sound I've ever had in a video. And they're like, "Hey, you should get a fancy boom arm for your mic." So look now we know we're cooking with gas. I got a fancy boom arm for my mic.
You're a real you're a real person now.
Now you know that if we're gonna do the modern synthesis ASMR, we're gonna get some real good sound out of it. No, people hate that. I'm not gonna do that. Anyway, enough of that bullshit. Hi everyone. Hello Kajan. Hello Darth Bob, and hello TacticalDbag. How are y'all doing?
Doing well.
Doing fine. All right.
Good. Glad
And
to hear it. Thank
how
you
are you
for
doing
joining
yourself?
this stream. I'm fine. I feel like I should be doing more hobby than I am, but whatever.
Don't
Can't be
we
helped.
all? Don't we all?
Yeah.
Dachande said, blame
feel
the new boom arm for the technical issues.
Actually it was. I had to set that shit up. So that is definitely the cause of all the technical issues. Also my computer, well, I don't think the boom arm had an effect on my computer. My computer just decided. I got this brand new Dell, and sometimes it's just like, yeah, I'm not going to start. I'm like, okay, cool.
Sounds
Glad
like a
I spent
Dell.
so much money on you
Yeah,
because
that sounds familiar.
you're just not going to start. That's great. Tom Wilson, I didn't give you shit. I gave you a like. I appreciate that. That's the kind of shit I like. And where is Will? There's Will. No, where's Will? There's Will. Yeah, so welcome to another Work in Progress Wednesday stream. Happy to have you back on camera there, Darth Bob.
Oh, thanks.
Back from your travels around.
Yeah, it's nice. Definitely nice to be
still trying to
working from home.
Cool. Yeah, because do you spend a lot of time in the field, or you spend like some time in the field? Or
I
would you
try.
classify it?
I've been traveling more lately than normal, but
Yeah.
but normally
Yeah.
it's like stuff that it's like an hour away, and I could be home every evening. But recently, it's just been a lot of travel.
Okay. Okay, I wanted to start off as I advertised in the blip, screen thing, whatever, for the stream. It's Work in Progress Wednesday, which means that we have the day after Rumor Engine Tuesday. So I thought we would start off with an episode of, what did we call it? What's that bit? I don't even remember what the bit was.
Is it a
Kajan, Will?
Is it a new?
No, that's the actual thing, but like I think, didn't we come up with a thing about I don't fucking know. All right, yeah, so we're going to start off with that thing we haven't done in a long time, which is it a NID? Thanks, Darth Bob.
No.
If you haven't been paying attention, this lovely image came up on the Rumor Engine yesterday, and it's a very interesting bit. And I gotta say that not a lot of people have like come to me like they usually do with weird, clearly Xenos bits or monster bits and be like, hey, look, it's a Tyranid. Hey, look, it's a Tyranid. Haven't gotten as many of those this time, but yeah. Hold on a sec. Just pull something up. What do people think this is?
I think it's
Hello?
chaos, but I hope it's a Harad.
Yeah, Grim and
Okay.
Gribbly convinced me that it's a Harrod.
Yeah. I know I jokingly commented in the Discord that like, lol, no, not a NID. But I'm also on Team HUD, and I'm guessing if it is, it's probably gonna be like a one-off for like Blackstone Fortress or something like that, like the Umbol or the Zoet. Wait, how do you guys
Yeah.
pronounce that word?
So
Zoat.
Zoat or Zoat?
I do
always
not pronounce
pronounce
it
it
Zoat. I pronounce it Zoat.
I've always just pronounced it Zoat, like a goat. What is he?
yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
Okay, all right.
Who called it Zoat?
I don't know. I think I heard it somewhere, and then like I just started like second guessing myself, like ever since.
That
Oh
sounds
no!
like
Please don't
someone
second
trying to
guess
get
yourself.
fancy.
I'm pretty sure it's a Zoat, not a Zoat.
Sweet.
Yeah. So it seems like I joke around that, you know. Oh, what are people in the chat saying?
Tom Wilson said you should be first starting an Amazon wishlist and then have people buy your fancy boom arm. This was how you should have...
Sorry, do I look like some kind of OnlyFans sexy artist who can start an Amazon wish list and get people to buy me stuff? I'm not nearly hot
Do you
enough.
want an honest answer? Or...
Nora keeps telling me that I should start an OnlyFans. I'm like, listen, I'm not hot enough. It's not going to go anywhere.
Look, you just
There's
have to
somebody
believe in
for
yourself,
everyone.
Mr. Pink.
It depends how much you put into
What's
it.
that, Darth Bob? I mean, what's that? What's that, Wilke?
You just gotta believe in yourself, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
A little,
This is
Someone
a
for
terrible
everyone.
conversation. Listen,
a little confidence.
I can't even get my I can't even get my ASMR empire off the ground. How am I ever going to start an OnlyFans? What the hell?
Well, you could be starting with some pictures of yourself with some cat ears or something.
I'll just
Okay, this
say,
is a hole that I didn't.
I'll just say that I have
Yeah.
some former friends, well, like people I acquaintances with, who do OnlyFans, and they are not,
Shall we say, conventionally attractive. So believe in
Okay.
yourself, Mr.
Hey,
Pink.
apparently there's someone for everyone. Thanks. Yeah, I'm not interested. Thanks. But whoa, how do we get on that side trip?
Slaneshi
Because
content.
Tom Wilson's comment was about the boom arm and the Amazon.
Oh yeah,
wishlist.
Tom Wilson wants me to set up an Amazon wish list. Yeah, that's a
Meanwhile,
bit much.
chat has responded, had time to respond, and Phyllis said, "I could swear it was something from Skrilo Concept Sketches." Thriller?
Well, that's interesting.
Trillium?
I don't know where I would place that.
And-
Felix, if you can find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
And Dachande said, "Spikes and claws don't always make a knit. Definitely a harroot." Diana said, "Is it a cake?" And Dachande replied, "The cake is a lie," and I agree. The cake is definitely a lie.
Definitely a lie.
of course.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, okay, so it's
Sorry, go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be a little annoyed if it's a HRUD, because I just recently finished my fully sculpted.
Yeah.
HRUD.
So I'm on Team HRUD, and I think that everybody is on Team HRUD, and anyone who's seen a HRUD before, if you've not seen a HRUD before, this is what a HRUD looks like.
Tom Wilson isn't on Team Harrod. Tom Wilson said, "I don't think they'll ever make a Harrod, but here's hoping. You need to fall down
not
the
everyone.
e-guy rabbit hole." I think that's
A lot of
response to the OnlyFans stuff.
What?
Granted, as of a couple of years ago, I would have called you daft if you were going to say that GW was going to make new Zoat models or squats. So this is
Or
the
an
world we
Ampol.
live in now. So or Ampol, yeah.
Whoa.
Ooh, that means the Kajan Devil is next.
Oh, that'd be nice.
That would be cool.
It would be actually
So-
really cool.
I pulled up some of the reference images for HRUD. I always confuse HRUD and Demiurk. Are they at all related?
Nope.
No.
The squats of the Demiurk are somewhat
Oh,
related.
Jesus.
It's really, for me, it's really easy
okay.
to remember the Harrod were the space given before they retconned them into those ugly things.
The HRUD were Space Skaven before they
Yeah.
retconned them into Demiurk?
When you look at the old
Okay.
first or the second edition art for the Harrod, it's definitely rats in space. You see some rat looking creature with a hood on, and that's the Harrod. And then when they separated the fantasy from the 40k background when they removed fantasy. The fantasy planet was at one point in the 40k universe, and they put a kibosh on that. And when the Slan no longer were the old ones, that's when they changed the Harad to the picture you have on screen right now.
I was in a xenology, I believe.
But everything else still holds true. They live in large cabals and on tunnel systems, and they're basically rat-like people.
So this is Hrud you're talking about? Do this or Demiurk?
The Harad.
Hrud?
And the Demiurk are dwarven-like, if I remember that correctly.
Yeah, so like the Demiurg, after they retconned the squats out of existence, they tried to introduce like a subset of aliens that were part of the Tau Empire that were kind of going to be the new space dwarves. But they never really fleshed them out that much. From what I understand now, though, I think it's funny, they further retconned the Demiurg as having been part of the Leagues of Votan working with the Tau. Or like some kind of genetic offshoot of the Leagues of Votan. So the squats were retconned, and then they added the Demiurg, and then they retconned the Demiurg back into squats.
And I get the Demiurg squats connection because like demi, like half, like halfling. Is that like what we're cutely referencing?
I think so.
Yeah. So I pulled up a picture. I think this is from Xenology, that weird book that's supposedly not canon, but it has a lot of cool stuff in it about Xenos. So this is an autopsy for a Hrud, and see that claw thing down in the bottom right-hand corner. Doesn't that look kind of familiar?
Mm-hmm.
And then also, if you look at this picture of like a Hrud walking, and you look at the claws are not that high detail, but if you look at the claws in the bottom, they could be something like this. I definitely don't think this is a NID. I really want this to be a Hrud, and like even if you look at the weird skin on the Hrud, and then you look at the weird skin on this thing, could be a match.
Because they're like jelly. They're like jellyfish. They're like all like one of the kind of cool little lore facts about them I like is that they're really hard for the Imperium to study because whenever they die, their bodies just dissolve into mush.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, and when I was like thinking about this, so if this were to be a Hrud, where do you think it's going to show up? Like, how do you think it's going to be released?
I'm pretty sure it'll be like a Blackstone Fortress single that's limited, and you have to like buy one and then hope that it doesn't get upcharged too much within like the first 2 months.
Yeah.
But hasn't it been like more than a year since we had any Blackstone Fortress releases?
Maybe they'll be doing like Blackstone Fortress Season 2 or something. Maybe.
Do you mean like Blackstone Fortress like style, but not maybe specifically Blackstone Fortress TM?
I don't know. I like Blackstone Fortress.
Because I feel like, yeah, it was cool. I didn't love the fact that like in order to buy the models, you had to pay for all the extra cardboard. Like I bought the Zote, and I'm really glad I did because they discontinued it, like dinguses. But then you pay for all this cardboard, like whether you're going to use it or not. You can't just get the miniatures. And despite them doing something weird with like something like kind of like that with was it Warcry or was it Underworlds where they, I think it was Underworlds where they first released the teams with cards and then they released them later without cards. Isn't that the thing?
Yeah.
Like I'm wondering why they never did that with why they never did that with Blackstone Fortress stuff. Like they only ever released them with the cards and then they never released them without the cards.
I don't know, why did it take them like 2 or 3 years to bring back the Gellerpox Infected and the other guys? Why does GW do any of what it does? Good point.
So I think I've banged this drum before, but for a long time I've wished that 40k got some cool treatment like Age of Sigmar gets with the Warcry bands, with the particularly the Underworlds teams, because they're a really good place to explore really weird stuff and kind of create models that you can use in a standard army faction, but also create like fun weird stuff. And I guess that if you think about Warcry and you try and like compare Warcry to a 40k box, it might be more like Necromunda, because like Warcry is kind of like set gangs that you use in that side game, and I guess Necromunda is kind of like set gangs you use in a side game.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel more like we don't have a Underworld's equivalent for 40k, and I would love to see something like that, because that's where I would see this like HRUD showing up, or I would see them like releasing the Zode again, or releasing the what's the big clawy guy?
Amble.
The bug.
Amble.
Amble, thank you.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, like releasing the Amble. Yeah, because those things have just kind of like disappeared. So I actually, when I was trying to think about how this HRUD was going to release, I think Sam's here, Zolak said HRUD kill team. I was actually wondering if they do something like a random encounter kill team, because it seems like kill team now is the place where they're trying to explore weird and different factions. Like that's where we got the Corsairs. That's where we got like crude updates.
I could actually see that for sure.
So I wonder if, like, what if they created like a monster box and it's like, it's got the HRUD in it. It's got the, like, I don't know if it's going to have the Zode in it, but it could have the Zode in it. And then it has the Amble. But that would be a very expensive box, I guess, because they're both the Zode and the Amble, I think, were like $60 or something Canadian on their own.
Yeah,
it could be a new box set. But actually, now that you bring that up, that's an interesting point, because the new season of Kill Team takes place on a giant space Hulk, and the HRUD are very well known for being stowaways on space Hulks and creating their colonies in the depths of spaceships. So that would line up.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of it. Go ahead, Kajan.
I'm going to go a different route on this one.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be in Necromunda.
That's possible.
The reason why is because we have a lot of mining themed expansions right now, and they would fit into the.
I thought they were doing ash wastes now.
Into the ash wastes with the whole mining stuff. Since the HRUD are living underground, and I think they could be something similar to the Ample or the Amp bots and the YouTube.
Yeah, because the Amp bots did come out in.
Yeah, the Amp bots are still out.
Go ahead.
And
they came out in Necromunda. Yeah. That's a good observation.
And those Ogren servitators they had, and they have apparently a mercenary element in Necromunda, and I think that's where they're going to slot in.
Because you can hire mercenaries. That's a good point.
And the other thing is that the HRUD are not like they're kind of like the Zotes more than they are the Amble, right? They're not like mindless monsters. They have societies, they have technology. So like you could have like different kinds of HRUDs with different kind of weapon loadouts and stuff. It wouldn't just have to be like just a HRUD with its arms flailing around. It could have like, I think one of the Xenology pictures actually does show off like a weapon of one of the HRUD.
Yes. Yeah, the one I had up, it's got this cool claw thing, and it looks like the fingers like slot into that, and I really like that. And that cool claw thing very much reminds me of the Rumor Engine claw.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
It's a more elegant version of it, but yeah, like I think those are very close. Yeah, so I think this is pretty much confirmed HRUD. It's just a question of how the HRUD's being released. That would be really like Zolak says, wait, maybe it's for Stargrave. Where's Simon? Take a drink. I would love to see, like you said, Darth Bob, like an actual HRUD kill team where there's a bunch of different HRUD in it and it's actually like a society. That would be so cool, but I honestly don't expect it. I expect that they're going to be like, ooh, Gribbly Monster.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I'm expecting that.
Because it's GW. That's why you're expecting that.
Yeah, like it feels like it could be like a random encounter box. Or like it's like you get these this new Space Hulk scenery, and then in the Space Hulk scenery you have like instead of there being in the last set we had those like automated turrets and stuff like that. Then instead there's like Space Hulk monsters, and then it like throws in a bunch of Space Hulk monsters.
Base
But
ornament.
however it comes out, I think getting a HUD would be so cool.
I mean, really just expanding.
Although we've already got one.
Really just expanding any of the.
Go ahead, Darth Bob. Not Darth Bob. Sorry.
Just expanding the Xenos races that are like actually captured and present as plastic minis. I think these days is just fun and nice, and conversion bait.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, because like the HUD could be useful for all kinds of weird stuff. Like those are some nice claws. That could be fun. But yeah, we already have a HUD finalized. Darth Bob made a HUD, which I really like. Good work, buddy. I'm glad you finished them. Even if they do release it, maybe yours is going to be even better. Who cares?
True. And if it is like a team of guys, crossing my fingers, then I could integrate him seamlessly into the team.
Yep. Yeah, so what do people in the chat think? Like if this is HUD, how would you see it coming out? Like how could you envision it being released in one of the different game systems that Games Workshop has, or like as a standalone thing? Is it going to be like a limited model? Is it going to be like a special release? What do you think?
HUD 40K.
Yaucho was saying maybe for Space Hulk boarding action thing they're doing now, multiple ships in the Hulk, so the HUD or others could be there. We kind of talked about that. And Felix says merge Blackstone Fortress with the Kill Team. That's kind of cool. I like that. Taking the cool stuff from Blackstone Fortress, putting it in the Kill Team.
Down.
That makes sense.
Oh no, I put a rivet on upside down. No. Shoot.
Oh, and Sam's saying that they confirmed that they're not supporting Blackstone Fortress in the last expansion.
Oh really? Oh, bummer. That sucks. Did any of you play the game? It was actually a pretty fun little game.
Didn't have the chance.
I did not.
It was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. It's kind of a bummer that it's not going to be supported anymore.
Yeah, but I kind of expected this not to be supported, to be honest.
Wow.
GW not supporting like some random offshoot game that they like make?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Warcry
thought.
freaking took off. I feel like I see more Warcry stuff than 40K stuff.
I think people just like really.
Yeah, it could be
just
they're learning their
skirmish
lesson
level
now.
stuff.
Yeah, I prefer skirmish level stuff, to be honest.
I think it's just less tiring to like move around like 10 guys as opposed to like, here's my 100 Armagons.
It's also a lot less. It's also a lot less overwhelming to like if you want to like give each guy like some personality and some character. If you've only got 10 guys to work on, you can really spend a lot of time on each one.
True.
Yep.
It definitely makes for a better video.
A better video? What do you mean?
Well, in terms of battle reports and stuff like that. It's usually, at least on YouTube, the battle reports are usually more interesting when they have some kind of personality, and when you have some YouTuber with a almost completely custom army, it's more fun to watch than just some generic in generic colors. It's
okay.
I think there's the appeal. That's also why people like Warcry more than the alternative, because you have more personalized groups, and it's also why I think Kill Team is was for me the appeal of Kill Team in version 1, when you had your RPG elements where you had the leader character and he had special abilities and all that.
Yep. Okay, I just realized that I was supposed to feed Ripley before I came out. Well, when I was just ready to start the stream, because it was like his dinner time and I'm in charge of him tonight. So I'm going to go do that. While I'm gone, Darth Bob, can you talk to people about your HUD here and like what inspired you to make them and like how you went about it and stuff?
Oh, is my HUD on screen? Oh, look at that little guy. He's so cute.
There you go.
All right, give me one sec. Let me put this rivet on.
before the super glue dries. Is that straight? As straight as something round can be.
Why you do that? Sam also just said he loved to play Blackstone Fortress over COVID.
Yeah, it was a nice little game. I liked it.
And Tom Wilson said that releasing for something like, I think I interpreted that this way, that releasing a new product without doing a new codex that way. So that's probably why it's going to go into one of those specialist games.
Makes sense.
I can't. I don't see. I don't see Games Workshop starting yet another army line.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think Red could really be a full army. I mean, most armies need like big centerpiece models nowadays. So, and the Red, as far as unless they really expanded on their lore, like they don't really have that. Plus, they're supposed to be more like there's something the way they're described, like giant Red incursions are pretty rare in the lore, and they're supposed to be more of a, just kind of a nuisance that people find on spaceships, and they get these like big. It's like when Hrud get together, they have like these big like temporal distortion fields that like causes people to age hundreds of years in the span of like an hour. So like it'd be hard to reflect that on the tabletop, I think. But anyways, so yeah, this is the Hrud I made. He is I call him Squilly Jim. That is his name. He was pretty much completely scratch sculpted from green stuff, with the exception of the mouth parts, which I took from a bloodletter. And actually, the little mandibles on the side of his mouth are actually the horns off bloodletter as well, just because I tried making the little spikes from scratch, but it was just such a pain that I eventually was just like, oh, what are small things that are spiky that I could just use as mandibles or claws? But I went through a lot of different iterations of parts of this model. Like I did I think I resculpted the arms 2 or 3 times, resculpted the legs 2 or 3 times. The head was like one of the first things I sculpted, and I completely redid like the green stuff part of its face, which I'm really happy with now. I think it looks a lot better than the initial go at it. Yeah, this was like my first real attempt to like fully sculpt a miniature mostly from scratch. Like obviously I did use a plastic bit here and there, but for the most part, yeah.
Are you guys okay?
Yeah.
Your video's getting super pixelated.
Is that me? Oh dear.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It's not doing it on Discord.
Looks okay to me on this end.
Oh,
I think it's yours.
that's weird. On my Discord, it's like.
I think it's your end because my Discord's not. I can turn off my video and turn it back on. Doing it now.
No, that's worse than it started.
Uh-oh.
Now it's a bit chonky for me, but whatever. Sorry. Did you get finished talking about the HUD?
Yeah. I talked about him. Squilly Jim. That's his name.
Squidly Jim?
Squilly Jim. Yes, that's his name.
Nice.
That's what my brother called him. So that's just it's kind of stuck.
I'm really impressed that you took him on, because the art has been like around for a while. It's been like a really weird creature that I've never seen anyone else really build. So I remember being really excited when you made that one.
Yeah. I did find it odd because it's such an evocative piece of artwork and nobody's ever really done it. In retrospect, the one so you got the 2 pieces of artwork there, and one, his arms are like ridiculously long, like they go all the way down to his ankles. And then the second art where he's like an autopsy, he's got like kind of like more human proportions. And so I kind of tried to do something in between because like they're two, and I kind of almost like to imagine that their arms can maybe like accordion style, like kind of extend and retract, because I know they can like bend back and forth. But I also imagine they can kind of like stretch, maybe like Rock'em Sock'em robots.
Stretch Armstrong.
I like that. Yep. That's awesome.
The feet were the biggest pain in the butt, and honestly, I'm still not really happy with it, but I just called it done because I was done. I was just done sculpting and
Well-
resculpting stuff on this guy.
And is there even like are the feet well defined in the art?
Not
no,
really.
they're just kind of like blobs that go into the ground.
It's very
a
Rob
bit lazy.
Liefeld-esque.
Yeah. I like that
Mhm.
reference.
But less pouches.
My favorite part of sculpting this guy though actually was the doing the little barnacle like things that he's got all over like the hump of his back. I really enjoyed sculpting those.
Oh wait, are there? Oh, I got it. I should check the back. Oh damn, I didn't turn him around. There we go. Now we got the picture of the back.
Yeah, I like sculpting
How did
those
you do
little
those?
barnacles.
Sculpting
They
those?
were really easy. It was just like rolling out a little ball of green stuff and then kind of placing it and then taking a poking tool, like a pointed sculpting tool, poking a little hole and then kind of smoothing the sides into the main part of the body. I'm actually really happy with how the back
Yep.
turned out.
Yeah, it's nice.
Good, as it
there-
should be.
Because there was no reference to what it looked like, so I just kind of had to wing it. And I think it looked kind of organic with the rest of the, the style of the Harad. I still haven't decided how I want to paint him, but he's all primed up and ready to be painted. I just need to figure out what I'm going to do with him because there's no colored references, but I imagine they would be dark, like probably like I'm thinking of like doing almost like a cockroach kind of color, like that kind of like muddy, glossy
Ooh,
brown,
Yeah.
or like how
Yeah.
the aliens
Sounds
in
good.
Alien Resurrection look, that kind of muddy brown look. Because I
Yep.
just felt like black would be too
Nice.
boring.
Should color it like a squid.
Oh, that'd be interesting, actually.
A brown squid or one of those silvery squids.
Oh,
Thing.
that's a
Cool.
good idea, actually. I like that. Maybe even do some of that like mottled pattern that they have on the I forget what they're called, the dorsal flaps or whatever, the like fins.
Oh, that'd
Yep.
be pretty cool.
Cool. All right.
I mean,
Well, I think we have exhausted. Go ahead,
I
Kajan.
just wanted to say, based on the artwork, they look squid-like to me. That's where the idea came from.
I feel like we're all fans of Wait, are squids cephalopods? They are, right?
Yes.
Yep.
I'm gonna say we're all fans of cephalopods here. Yeah, so that I think wraps up the rumor engine. So official verdict, is it a NID?
No.
Lol.
No. Absolutely not.
No.
Didn't even cross my
Sadly,
mind.
not another
I
NID.
think the only thing it could be
Not
other than a
another
HUD is
hit.
like probably Chaos, but Chaos has got so much stuff recently that
Yes.
I kind of doubt it's Chaos.
Yeah, many people. That's the one thing that a couple of people mentioned. They're like, "Oh, maybe it's Chaos," and like it could, I guess, be like Chaos Mutant Dude, like
Number
like
27,
Possessed, whatever.
Yeah.
Demon Host. I don't know what they call them.
Gene Stealer
But
cool.
to me, the
Hypermorph, a hypermorph hand that's wildly mutated would be a possibility. That's how.
yes, but the forearm doesn't look like anything in the Tyranid range.
I
Like that
agree,
weird
but
webbing kind of-
if you assumed that's skin where the chitinous is breaking out of, if you paint the
Yeah.
end part like skin that's breaking apart because the chitinous claw comes out of the basically a skin sleeve.
Yep.
That would work, but I don't think it is. Yeah, just saying it could. I could imagine that they're going some hypermorph. Could be a hypermorph route. That would be the only possibility I'm seeing how it could tie back to Tyranids.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, so I think that we're all in agreement. Definitely not Tyranids. I just like it. I just like playing Is It a NID? I just like talking about weird monster Xeno stuff and, talking about possibly being Tyranids just because people always assume that anything with claws is a Tyranid.
It is the creature conference as well. It's not necessarily always Tyranid.
That's right.
The real
And we
question.
did do a Xenos review last year, so
Another question is, can it turn into a NID?
Mm-hmm.
Because let's be honest, most of us.
Well, Tom Wilson did say, do they still shapeshift in the lore? I don't know. Does anyone know if Hrud shapeshift in the lore?
No, not as far as I know, unless there's like some.
That could Fred ever shapeshift? I thought that was the what was it called? There's another obscure alien race that I think one of the
Not
Fantasy
the
Flight RPGs.
enslavers?
No, there was like one of the races in the
The
fantasy.
shadow ones? Umbra?
No, the Umbra were like just giant orbs that could like create like
Yeah.
they're like the darkness. Oh,
Yeah.
what were they called? Hold on, I gotta look it up. Shapeshift. Probably just gonna get a bunch. The Lacrimole. That's what they're called. The Lacrimole.
I've never heard of that race.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, I think they were introduced in I think they were introduced in one of the Fantasy Flight RPGs.
Okay.
Yeah, they are in the Dark Heresy RPG thing, if I'm recalling that correctly. Been a while to play that RPG.
How do you spell it?
Lacry mole, MOLE.
Oh, what? Weird.
I'm putting a link in the chat.
No, I just looked it up. This weirdo did. Ta-dang. What a weird dude.
Yeah, the Hrud's main thing is that they have this like time and space bending field around them, and when they get in large enough concentrations, it's like an entropic field that like causes things to
breaks
age
things down, right?
prematurely. Yeah, like so they're really bad for spaceships because they cause the ships to start rusting. But like when the concentrations of them get big enough, it can like the fields like converge together, and they can like cause time and space to like warp. So Hrud
that would be really cool in a Space Hulk.
Yeah, exactly. So I think if they're going to be introduced anywhere, it's going to be probably Kill Team with the new Space Hulk based Kill Team setting.
Yeah.
They also produce these poisons that people who like if people live around them, they get addicted to the poison, and so they the Hrud will basically like enslave people because they become like basically morphine addicts to the Hrud's natural emanations.
Yeah, the rhodotoxin.
Cool. I wanted to talk about some other stuff that happened in the hobby this week. We don't typically talk about Age of Sigmar very much, but there's some cool stuff that came up, namely some cuckoo skinks.
I love skinks.
That are kind of bulgy-eyed and cute.
The only
people
thing
use skinks for like small crude or something.
The only thing stopping me from starting a Lizardman army is new Saurus Warriors. As soon as they do new Saurus Warriors, it's all over. I'm going full tilt into Lizardmen.
Wait, how many non-chaos factions have we gotten in Warcry? Because like Lizardmen are the skinks are like firmly not chaos.
I think the only ones have been the dark elves, the sisters of Cain or whatever. I think that's the only one.
Cool.
Are we talking about the current roster? Because there are those cool Amazons, I believe.
The Amazons? Are those Amazons in Warcry?
I thought those were in
Blood Bowl.
Yeah, that one.
So they were in Warcry?
They were Amazons in the Blood Bowl. They recently released an Amazon Blood Bowl team, which is really nice. Like the sculpts are really cool. But I don't know if they showed up in Warcry. But there is whoa, I didn't see these. Oh dang. What? The cunning chameleon skinks who protect the downed void ship. Void ship? What is this? 40K?
Yeah, they turned
And Age of Sigmar turned lizard men into ancient aliens.
So we are back
Oh.
to the slum being the old ones.
Yep.
Oh no! Oh my!
Okay.
And
Oh
yeah,
wow!
in the end times, which was like what happened right before
Yeah, Age of Sigmar.
Age of Sigmar, the lizardmen were basically like, or at least the Slann and the vast majority of the old ones were like, fuck this shit, and they got on their spaceships and flew away. Like that's literally what happened.
Oh wow! Okay, cool. I missed that part. That's crazy.
It feels like some Anne McCaffrey, like Riders of Pern stuff
Yeah.
going on.
I dig these weird pterodactyls. They're kind of fun.
Oh, they're so cool. Yeah.
I'd not seen those before, but what I really wanted to talk about was these dudes. Like, how weird and cool are these dudes? The Jade Mask. What are they even called? Invaders are a terrifying cult known as the Jade Obelisk. Hailing from the accursed city of Neferkar, these warriors have struck a doomed pact with the eldritch entity known as the Speaker in the Stone. Sweet. Look at
Pretty
these.
cool.
Like, they're very different, and I like it. And
actually,
also, if you don't like
Nikki-
painting faces,
Nikki Grier
Yes.
did, I think, some of the
yeah,
concepts.
I wanted to
of
mention
these.
that. Way to spoil my fun.
Oh,
So
my bad.
Nikki, your pronunciation of her name is probably more accurate. I always call her Nikki.
She's
Grillet.
French, so yeah.
Yeah, I think isn't she Swiss? I don't know. Nikki
Or is she
Grier.
Swiss? I think
Grier?
I think the origin of her name is French, though.
Okay, I'll have to ask her if she pronounces
Yeah.
if she prefers Grier or Grillet. Probably Grier, because who would want their name to be Grillet?
Grill it.
Are you gonna
Billy
flash
Mays
fry that?
here.
You gonna roast it? You're gonna grill it. I'm gonna grill it. Let's grill it. So Nikki Clie mentioned that she did a sketch that was very close to this interesting bird with like kind of, I don't know, leathery wing things. And I just like this thing because it's so weird and different. Like not like anything I've seen before. So yeah, this team is really neat. And again, look at the cool stuff that we can have in Warcry. Why can't we have this cool stuff in 40k? What the heck? Look at those like slender swords he's got. Those are pretty neat.
Yeah.
And then we got like heart sacrifice thing. Kind of cool. Dudes with, I like their like shoulder chest armor pieces. Although those might be hard to get out to convert. I'm not sure. I'm not as thrilled about their like their hats with the rivets on them or whatever those are, the spikes. But these guys are really cool.
I really like one thing I really like about the Warcry Chaos warbands is it like kind of explores different sides of Chaos worship. Like you can kind of pick out like, okay, these guys probably worship Tzeentch, not really knowing that it's Tzeentch. Or like
But they say the Speaker in the Stone. It could be something completely new or different.
Well, yeah, I mean they do say that, but oftentimes like it's pretty prevalent in the lore that like random chaos cultists they don't know the name Khorne, so they call Khorne like, you know, even a perfect example would be the who is the Khorne, the totally not Khorne warband in Necromunda, the corpse grinder cult.
Corpse grinders. Yep.
Yeah, like they're very clearly worshiping Khorne, but they don't know it as Khorne. They call it something completely different. And I just think it gives a lot of like openness to expressing, you know, different ways of worshiping the same god.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that there's relatively few tactical rocks for this warband.
There's some tactical jade, although she's got steps built into her base. That's different.
And like, there's two guys who have like small rocks that they're stepping on, but like, I wouldn't really go as far to say that it's like a tactical rock.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I get it. Like, it's a way to give them kind of like more dynamic posing without forcing someone to do the like conversion work on their own to like get them a more dynamic pose. Sam mentioned, spotted well that you could say that these are Tzeentch because if you look at the flame icon on the Jade Obelisk, that it does look Zinchi.
Yes.
Makes sense.
And then I think that Sam is a big fan of the skinks, as he said before that he likes lizardmen. And yeah, Tom Wilson mentioned that the Seraphon lizardmen technically escaped the end times, but aren't Seraphon supposed to be like what aren't they, like illusions or something? I thought I heard some fluff that they're now like incorporeal, like they're incorporeal. What's the word I'm looking for?
Incorporeal.
Yeah, like there's some kind of like apparitions, like psychic manifestations, but they're not actually like flesh and blood creatures. Is this the thing?
I have no idea what all the depths of mutilation that Age of Sigmar has done to the old fantasy lore, so I don't know.
Oh, Sam says yes and no. That was early on. Second edition revised that and fleshed them out. And I like that Youch is like, somebody needs to make the swordsman's chest disc a big clock, like Public Enemy. That is a very random disc. Oh man,
Flavor.
That is a very random disc.
Oh man, I'm seeing a lot of them actually have like big ol' things on. I don't know.
Yeah, but
why
the
I
other
didn't
ones
notice
have
that
like
before,
things
didn't
carved into them, don't they? Like she has a thing carved into hers. Oh, I guess these talismans like on their chests.
Yeah, but like all of them, I don't know how
right.
that escaped my notice until y'all.
I was there, right? I'm right there with you. How come he didn't get a cool one? I don't get it. I thought that might be like a sphere, but I guess not.
Maybe it's a mirror into infinity or darkness.
Oh, I wonder if people are going to do some cool freehand stuff on that.
I'm sure. I actually wouldn't be surprised if that's a model we see submitted to some Golden Demons, to be honest.
Yeah, probably. Good point.
I need a sanding stick. I will be right back.
Go for it. Oh, we'll have a thing ready for you when you come back. Okay. So the other thing that dropped this week, big deal. Well, I don't know, big deal for some people. Big deal for any cultists watching. The long rumored new Imperial Guard tank got previewed. The Rogel Dorn.
The Dorn.
This is like, they make a joke in here where it's like, oh, we like named it after the Primarch that was actually involved in defending Terra. And I'm like, yeah, why has the Leman Russ always been named after Leman Russ? Like when I first started Warhammer 40k, that really confused me. Because like we had a friend who played Space Wolves, and like Space Wolves were Space Marines, but they could take this one Imperial Guard tank because it was named after their Primarch, and I have no idea why. Does anyone know why the Leman Russ was named after Leman Russ?
No idea.
Do we not ask that question?
I'm pretty sure if I dug around my old like second edition like rule books, I could find it, but it's tucked away behind other stuff, and I'm definitely gonna just knock over a bunch of crap on my bookshelf.
Not worth it. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know, but go ahead. What do you think of this tank?
I do think it's like a nice modernization of that, like of the Leman Russ. It's pretty. I've just been kind of referring to everything as Primarist. In terms of like upscaling and sort of updating some of the older kits. And I mean, it seems like it got the Primarist treatment.
Sam just chimed in, and I also just found it. The Leman Russ tank is called that way because the Space Wolves found the STC which contained the pattern, and they named it in honor of their Primarch.
Okay.
Crusade.
I am
cool.
back.
And for generations thereafter, people stood in the outside of the tank yelling, "Drive me there! I want to hit them with my sword."
That's where it came from, because Leman Russ wanted to be driven closer to hit people with his sword. Yes. When I first saw this tank, I didn't realize how large it was because I didn't notice the drivers. And I think that Dicey June over on Twitter made a really good observation about this. That something about the proportions of this tank don't make it clear that it's a very large tank. Oh wait, you sent that thing, didn't you, Will? Let me see if I can go find it.
Apparently that image was not necessarily accurate. Actually, let me. I think somebody kind of here. Let me. Actually, I can. There's another picture. I think that somebody I just dropped it in the Discord channel.
Oh, got
here.
it. Yep.
But that's probably closer to. I think that's what somebody on Reddit thinks is closer, based off of like some similar parts.
But
Here we
before
go.
we go over to the size of the thing, I would like to remark that it's nice to actually see a tank that's a little bit more rounded and a little less like a bullet sponge.
Oh, you mean like the design?
Yeah, armor design of. I'm a nerd when it comes to weapons, warfare, and that stuff. And armor is sloped and rounded, so you have more have bullets ricochet from the tanks. And when you have a lot of flat surfaces, as there have been, you have more penetration into the tank. So seeing more sloped and round, fewer edges and fewer flat surfaces is actually really good.
Cool. Okay.
I've always liked the explanation that a lot of tanks in 40K are not actually tanks. They're just like ancient farming equipment that the Imperium is too technologically enough to realize what they are.
Yeah,
Oh.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I know there's like this one excerpt from one of the books that like a friend of mine loves quoting. That's I think from the perspective of some Imperial guard that just kind of refers to Lehman Russes as these death traps that like oh look, it's the armored company, but it's like, yeah, if you're there you're probably gonna die because these things just like you're not getting out of here and they just explode left and right.
Oh, geez. Okay.
It's a pretty fun read.
Here, I'll pull
Die
up
for the
that
Emperor or die trying.
size comparison. So what is that? Like a searchlight or something that they're using to compare the size?
Maybe.
Oh, I don't know.
I think that's actually a hatch. I think.
It's in front of the hatches. I don't know what it is. So they're comparing it on, I guess, a Bane blade, and
Yeah.
I don't know what point of reference they're using on the Lehman Russ on the
Yeah.
left. So it's bigger than a Lehman Russ, but not like massive like that other image that we'd seen.
They might have
Yes.
the Lehman Russ scaled to the Bane blade because we know those dimensions.
Oh, right. Okay.
My main
makes
issue
sense.
here is I haven't seen a Bane plate in a long time in person.
Well, you've seen a Lehman
They're
Russ though,
pretty
right?
Yeah, but the Bane blade model, so having the picture itself, it doesn't really help.
Yeah. Well, look at the Lehman Russ on the left.
Yeah, it
Anyway,
looks like it's Land Raider sized to me.
That sounds plausible.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I just thought that was interesting. I'm not much for tanks. Like they're cool, but I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna be buying this, but it's a cool design. I like the like double barrel design. It reminds me of mammoth tanks from Command and Conquer, which are like my jam.
Vicarious is still the coolest tank.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty cool design. This one I don't love so much. I only love it when I see it from above. When I see it from the front, I don't know. It doesn't really move me. But cool that they're getting a new tank. That's neat.
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
Yeah.
I'm glad the guard are getting this little range reboot because I think they needed it. The
Yes.
Cadians
I think you're
themselves
right.
were really starting to show their age.
Yeah. Sam says you versus the tank she tells you not to worry about. Would that be this one? What else is going on in the chat, Kajan?
Tom Wilson said earlier, it got the name for Ross because Ross is awesome, and what further reason is needed than that
Filthy
Ross is
Space
awesome.
Wolf players.
If by awesome you mean like the worst Primarch, yeah, absolutely, he's awesome.
Mangy.
And Sam said even the regular guardsmen are larger than the old sculpts. So
Yeah, I've seen
Oh, in the tank?
No, I think I posted it in like the one of the Discord chats. Like somebody did a side by it's in the I can just
General
copy
Hobby,
it
I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's where the Primara made the guardsmen into Primaris form because apparently the new models are like head taller than the old ones.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Although as somebody know, these are the Kasserkin like models, so like maybe
Yeah. Biggest,
maybe
beefiest
they
of them
made them a
all.
little bit bigger. I don't think
Yeah.
we have a. Yeah, they are like the Prussianist of the Acadians.
Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
and I've also seen size comparisons with the like the plastic deathcore, and they're about comparable. They're not like if the scale of human models has been about to this scale for years now. So all these people complaining about the scale of these models, I mean, should have been complaining really since a lot of the Necromunda models.
Yep.
On the
I
on the
think
plus side, now that they're upsizing everybody, the Termagants that have been like way too oversized for like 2 decades are
yeah.
gonna look relatively okay, right? So
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
now we're
yeah,
gonna
you're
get
right.
the NID reboot, and they're gonna be too big again.
Oh my.
All of
Everything
their
is gonna start
traps.
getting bigger to compensate for the size of the Termagants.
I thought the Termagant was always supposed to be as large as a small pony. So
A pony.
which yeah, they are supposed to be as large as a small pony or a really large dog, like an Afghan dog, something like that.
Well, yeah, but the current models are like the size of they're like 15 feet long. They're like as long as a car.
They're pretty long. You mentioned Termagants and old Termagants versus new Termagants. I was very lucky to receive a box of old Termagants from my good buddy in the UK, Bits of Box.
oh, I love those guys.
I've been looking for some of those.
I have an
Yeah,
entire
so had
unit of
I.
them.
I don't know. I think I have mine somewhere, but I because Darth Bob connected me with eBay auctions for new and quote unquote new inbox Lictor, Hive Tyrant, and Screamer Killer from second edition. I feel like this completes my what were the first Tyranids I ever bought collection. So near and dear to my heart.
I think I legitimately own every single like model that I originally purchased back when I started in like the end of second edition.
Like you still have your first ones?
Like when I got out of the 40K the first time around, I
Yeah.
could not get rid of these like these old like kind of curly Termagants. And I never got rid of my like original Gene Stealers. So like
Yeah.
and I kept all of my old second edition / third edition like metal models. So I think pretty much I had like one of almost every original like second edition models like that I've owned, like I've just kept in perpetuity. So yeah, I should root around and see like
Yeah,
the hell I
I
have.
probably still have those models, but like when I think about being dorky and like displaying this box somewhere, it's nice to have like the box. I mean, I guess I
Yeah.
could just have the box. I don't need the models inside, but ever since Darth
You don't
Bob put
want
me
the
on that train with
models.
those other ones, it feels good. I'm like one day I'm gonna get them like framed in some kind of shadow box or something and be like, this is where I got my start with Tyranids. But whatever.
That'd
I
be
just
kind
think
of
they're
cool.
cute. Yeah. And there you
I
go,
love
kids,
old
complaining about your
Tyranids.
multi-pose, single pose models. The only thing you could pose on these was the head.
They have good
You could
poses.
turn it different ways. That's all you could do.
At least the tail isn't straight like a rod.
True. I do like that.
You can definitely see how they like came from the proto-nid to that, though.
Yeah.
And Johnny Van Cleef said he has about 50 of them.
Holy cow, that's impressive. Oh, our late buddy Ross Nickel, I think I've told the story before, but he realized that these things were smaller than a standard termagant, and you could like cram more of them in and hide them from people. So he went on eBay and bought up a whole whack of these and used them for competitive advantage.
I've seen people do that with the old Goskull.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
That conversation came up in like the Tyrant Hive Discord because somebody modeled their Flyrant to have like his wings like flapping downwards instead of like upwards.
Yeah.
Like big and upwards, and like there's definitely a slight hubbub about like you're modeling for advantage.
He's like, no, I'm being cool.
I mean, to be fair, I agree with him. It looks a lot better, but
Peter just joined us, and he isn't liking Mr. Pink much, as he suggests you should build them and paint them and then display them in front of the box.
Yeah, I could probably do that with the ones I already have. And yeah, I could keep this box and then take the ones that I already have and do that with them.
So you revised your opinion on painting?
What?
You used to say that you don't like to paint models.
Yeah, but someone pointed out that you can't really say that you don't like painting models when your models show up in White Dwarf. They're like, oh, you did a pretty good job on those carapace for someone who hates painting. I'm like, yeah. My annoyance with painting made me get good at it.
That's fair. He did it out of spite.
I did it out of anxiety. It's like, oh, painting, oh, it's so hard. Oh, I don't know if I want to do this. And then I overdid it.
I don't paint because it's anxiety. Because I'm always afraid that I put all this work into the converting of the model and then I paint it and fuck it up. And every time I've overcome that anxiety.
To be fair, you have experience with that happening, so.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Every single time I overcome that anxiety, it happens. It's like, well, this is why I don't paint anything.
All right, speaking of not painting anything.
This guy has multicolored plastic. He's kind of colorful. It's not gray.
Let's get to some of the cool shit that you guys sent through. Because I'm definitely not painting anything tonight.
Feed, by the way.
Yeah.
What?
Did we?
All black.
Oh no, I turned it off because it was messed up. I didn't bring it back on yet.
Before we get into that though, what it is work in progress Wednesday. What is everybody work in progressing on?
Oh God, here we go. I mentioned earlier that I'm not working in progress on much these days. Mostly I'm doing there's I got my my booster earlier. My what is it? Bivalent booster. And I'm like, oh, I feel fine. It's like now my left arm is like getting really stiff.
Oh yeah,
is this your first boost?
This is my first bivalent booster. I've had another booster before. Like I got 2 shots and I got a booster. Yeah.
Bivalent can kick my ass.
I don't know what bivalent booster is.
Is Will's audio crunchy for anyone else or just me? Oh shit, I think all of your audio just got crunchy for me. One sec, let me see if I can do something.
That sounds like a you problem.
Oh man, this dude.
Yeah, so when I'm working on the Moon Dude, but I haven't been working on models very much lately. I've been mostly working on video editing when I do hobby stuff. But I really need to get back to hobby stuff. But yeah, I got a little bit of work done on this guy.
Much.
To shamefully admit that I spent the last week playing RimWorld with the new expansion.
I have been playing a lot of Overwatch too, actually, since I've been home.
Yeah.
I always told myself Blizzard would never get me to come back to this game. But actually, they did a pretty good job with Overwatch 2, I must admit. Even though they butchered Doomfist, I will never forget them for what they did to my main character. I had 200 hours on that character, and he is like it's like playing a different character now.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Okay, so what are other people working on? Nothing?
I'm still trying to finish my June Gene Stealer cult project. I don't even have a lot to like finish up, but like I just have not had the time to work.
I'm working on the Waking Night, which is my like Gene Stealer Knight guy for
Oh, the
Cryptic
dude from
28.
that card, right?
Yep.
The
Yep.
the art. Yeah.
Yep. That is correct. And I've started working on other like bits and pieces. Like finally finished this leg for another Gene Stealer cultist, and I'm almost done with this arm.
Good.
And so yeah, I've been working intermittently. I've been traveling so much, I really haven't had much time to really work on stuff, but I'm getting there.
Mm-hmm. Nice. And Kajan and Will, not much. Mostly video games.
Yeah, as I said, the past week was I've been full on playing RimWorld. They just released a new DLC, and it kind of pulled me back in hardcore. So that was my hobby for this week.
That's cool too.
I'm still working on a Patriarch for my June Stealer project as well, and a little bit chickening on doing the ropes for the Patriarch. I've started to convert. What's the Gene Stealer hero Bloodlord? I'm blanking on
Broodlord?
the name. Broodlord.
Broodlord? Yeah.
I converted a Broodlord into a Patriarch, and
Yeah.
I want to give him a robe to wear, to distinguish the two. So, but I'm a little bit chickening out on the rope bit. I haven't done the rope yet.
I did a video. If you look at the video I did with Simon, the German sculpt off, one of them I showed how to sculpt robes. They're not terrible. Basically, what I've learned about robes is give them fewer folds rather than more, because the more folds you put in them, the worse they look.
That's an interesting observation.
Yeah, like fewer is better. The more like when I did my robes on my my Patriarch, the Master or whatever from Inspired by the Strain, I did too many folds and it stops looking like a robe and it starts looking like something weird.
Like flesh almost.
Yeah, kind of a little bit fleshy. It's kind of a mess. I wanted to go back through the chat because Tom Wilson was talking about HRUD shapeshifting, and then he mentioned something that I think I remember, that HRUD have an ability that makes it hard for the eye to focus on them. I think this is what I mistakenly thought of as shapeshifting, and I think I remember something like that.
Yeah, it's weird. It's almost like they're hiding in shadows even when they're in plain sight. Like they could be in a bright room, but it's like they're hidden.
Yeah, I believe that's part of this psi field they have around themselves. They are a lot like, at least sounds to me a lot like the orcs, which have this permanent psychic field around them.
Yeah.
And I think that's where they tied into that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds kind of familiar. I think I remember that bit. And then what else do we got? Chonkagants have. Why is Bob, your video's going weird again? I don't know why.
I don't know.
Actually,
So
looping.
Yeah.
It's looping.
It's the
Yeah,
weird.
thing.
It was.
This
I
is the
shut it off.
weirdest
It
GIF
was
ever.
weirding me out, man. It was really weirding me out. Yeah, I'm gonna turn on the browser share because that's more interesting than my screen. Oh look, tryptophobia warning. Good luck. Stream Peter came in, and then
Storyboard.
Daddy
guy came
Gamble
in.
came in and was like, "Is it a NID? It's a hood, maybe." Kajan's like, "Yeah, we came to that conclusion. Thanks, bud. Thanks, Kajan. Thanks for joining us, Daddy Gamble." Spite paint. I don't know. Painted spitefully? Is that what you're saying, Johnny Van Cleave? I don't get it.
About you
And-
learning to paint out of spite.
Right.
That's
Peter
how
Hampson
that's,
says that Fraud are cool. Surprised they haven't taken this long. They're taking this long to show up in model form. I agree. Sam wants kobolds. Where does that come in? Oh, Johnny Van Cleave's making horns. Proud of you, buddy. Oh, people are talking about their WIP. Okay, so Sam's talking about making kobolds. I get it. And Johnny Van Cleave's making horns. That's good. Storyboard guy, those are much easier to play in position on the board. I think he's talking about the Termagants.
Dachande is, I think so.
That makes
Well,
sense.
Dachande's working on Von Ryan's Leaper. That's exciting.
And more artwork. Dachande's artwork is amazing.
Oh
Yes.
man, the quality of output that he's able to put out with like at the speed. Jeez, dude.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Well,
You're making
dude
the
used
rest
to
of us
be
feel
like
bad.
dude used to be like a legit comic inker, right? Like that was his job.
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh,
saying
wow,
that it's
I
not
didn't know
impressive.
that.
I'm just saying that he's got the skills to pay the bills.
Oh yeah,
It's got
no.
Yeah,
skills,
most definitely.
But I'm like, here like trying to like half-ass this stuff, and he's like, he's actually got
Don't-
the talent.
Fine, I'll
let
do
that
it
stop
myself.
you. Don't let that stop you. Come on.
Oh, that's not gonna stop me. It just, it's like the paint. Darth Bob's paint. He's like,
This is why I just cut little pieces of stuff and put them together, and I don't take out a paintbrush.
Yeah, in case you've missed how cool and awesome Dachande's art is, here's some Dachande art. We got a what the heck is it? Epic 40k slug thing. It is a Harrispex.
Respect.
Got a Harrispex.
He's cool.
What else we got? This blew my mind. For a second I thought he did it like by hand. I realize it's digital, but it's so smooth and so good. The Space Marine with the Broodlord or whatever it is.
Oh, that's cool.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Great work, Dachande. And what else we got? We got the Reaper Tyrant. He's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then this Gene Stealer is very well rendered, inspired by one of the McFarlane ones. And of course, Carnifex. And sexy Broodlord boy. So yeah, go check out Dachande V2 if you're not already following him, because there's some good stuff. Also amazing Tyranids. Like, come on. Like this giant Screamer Killer. What's not to love? All these original version Tyranids made with current models, that's right up my alley. Okay, should we do our things?
word.
Yeah.
The models people sent through?
Mm-hmm.
First up, we have a tryptophobia warning. If anyone is afraid of closely clustered small dots, please be aware that this might trigger you. Don't be surprised. This is yours, Kajan, or?
Yeah, that was one of mine.
Oh man, this is creepy in all the best ways.
Yeah, I really I saw it last week, and I really fell in love with it because, well, look at it.
Is it made from a
amazing.
Nurgle model? Like, is it made from a
think
Great
so.
and Clean one or no?
I'm not quite sure what he made it from. He didn't write about it. He said apparently it's painted as Abyssal High Priest from Bestiarium Miniatures.
There we go.
I think.
Abyssal
If
High
it's-
Priest is probably 3D print or something, or
Yeah,
considered
they
a
did.
third-party
Best
model.
Yarm does a lot of really cool Grimdark 3D printable models. They have like a Patreon and stuff you can subscribe to. But a lot of their stuff is kind of like From Software, Soulsborne inspired.
Yep. Cool. He's very gross and very tentacly. I like him.
Yeah, it showed up in my feed, and I thought I have to save this one for today.
All right. Oh, we got Chris Lee here. Chris Lee was messaging with me on Patreon about the pumpkin head and witch's hat that he wants to put on his Leagues of Votan. That's awesome. Storyboard guys working on some Titanicus Knights. That's cool. All right, next oh man, Lestat Grimm. Yes, well found. I love Lestat Grimm. Lestat Grimm is making Tau possessed by Zinch, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Lestat Grimm has got so much cool stuff, but here is a drone, Tau marker drone, corrupted Tau marker drone. But if you're not following Lestat Grimm, you just need to go and check him out because he's got some of the weirdest stuff you're ever going to see in like the very best ways. Oh damn, why is this picture?
And as Zinch fan, he is right up my alley with all the Zinch stuff he does.
Yeah, and like that whole thing where it's like, oh, Tau can't get corrupted by chaos. How boring is that? That's kind of like the people who say, oh, Tyranids can't get corrupted by chaos. Boring.
But we know
so
they
cool.
can. I mean,
Okay.
at the very least, there is a Nurgle Genestealer faction.
There is?
Yeah, Genestealer, I believe, unless
that.
I'm totally mistaken right now, I believe there is a Nurgle crossover Genestealer thing.
Oh,
thing.
how did I not know that? Damn, that's cool. Yeah, Lestat Grimm is super cool. Like all kinds of amazing stuff. Like, look at
I mean, the main
this
thing with
chonky
Tau,
mofo.
at least lore-wise, is that their souls, they have souls. So, I mean, they're as vulnerable to being corrupted by chaos as anybody. It's just chaos doesn't generally notice them because they have very, like, their souls aren't
They're
very
dull.
bright in the warp. They're, like,
Yeah.
dull. But they exist, so it's completely possible.
Their souls are just too weak to be really noted.
Yeah, I mean, chaos...
I think it was basically they wanted them to not have psychers.
Humans are like a delicious steak dinner, and why would you go get McDonald's when you have the option to possess it?
Why would you eat rice cakes instead?
Yeah,
so there's some pretty
exactly.
wacky stuff in here, but like check out Lestat Grimm because like really crazy mutated Tau.
I really want him to do a Tau Manta that's just a giant screamer.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Well, he's getting close. He's getting close. He's got this.
Yeah. Maybe I should whisper in his ear and be like, "Hey,
there you go.
You know what would be cool?"
And then he'd be like, "Hey, you know what would be cool if you bought me a Tau Manta." Put your money where your mouth is.
Screw that, man. That model is like so like simple in terms of like the intricacies of its design. That seems like something that would be so easy to 3D print.
Yeah. All right, then we've got
getting notoriously finicky as well.
Mie Reeve, who is low key ripping off Bits of Box. With I don't know, maybe these ideas came up organically, separately, but Bits of Box came up with a concept for a Dactylus that looks surprisingly like this.
What's the phrase? Good artists
borrow some steel.
Borrow. Great artists
mediocre
steal.
artists borrow, great artists steal. I don't know. Yep. Yeah, so this is similar to Bits of Box's Dactylus. Let's see if I can pull it up. But I think it's still cool. Like there's some different stuff here that I appreciate, certainly. And anyone who's going for a long, lanky arm spore chucking Dactylus has got my vote. Because that's the way that the Dactyluses were way back in the day, and it's cool to see that resurrected.
The sculpting works pretty clean.
Very clean.
Yeah, certainly. Oh, very good sculptor. Like I thought that this was someone I didn't recognize this artist, and I was like, have I seen their work before? Yeah, so the sculpting works pretty nice. There's some duped pieces in there, but that works. There's this cool thing that is also kind of cool. So yeah, there's. Oh wait, am I showing? Yeah, I am showing it. Okay. Yeah, so this person's got some cool Tyranid art. Yeah, like look at that. That's some good sculpting work on that Scything Talon. Definitely
Yeah, I like it a
respectable.
lot.
Yeah, and like this crazy super spore chimney.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I like that a lot.
And then random
Also,
pictures of Baby
Cryptophobia
Yoda.
Mori.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
A lot of pictures of Baby Yoda.
I've been following them for a while and do some cool stuff.
So this is the OG. Oh god, my pictures are all over the place. I don't know why all these different things are different sizes. One sec. This is the Here's the bits of box Dactylus that I may have rescued from his lair. Because I was like, hey Box, what are you doing with that Dactylus? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, can I buy it? He's like, yeah, sure, here you go. Go finish it. So I still need to finish this, but I'm very excited because it is a damn sexy model.
I forgot how good those like claws are.
I love the claws. Yeah, it's very.
Of course.
It's so weird. I love when people do like really weird stuff with their Tyranids.
Did you miss the part where Box is good at everything he does? This is just further evidence of that.
No, I've not missed that. I'm envious of that then.
Yeah, he's super talented. Yeah, so I need to finish this someday soon because it is hot.
I like how the head looks almost skeletal.
Well, it is. It's the dragon that vampire whatever
it's
dragon.
Vampire dragon. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you look at Tyranid heads, they're very like skull-like.
Yeah, I mean, with the guy I got right now, I'm definitely dipping into vampire counts in the fantasy undead for my cheese stealer cult, but I actually have a lot of like ghouls and stuff that I might try and dip into for normal Tyranids.
Cool. The other thing with this model, you can't really see it here, but the eyes are on stalks up on like the back.
Oh,
so he took Trigon arms and inverted them and like used the ball joints as eyeballs. So I don't know how I'm gonna paint those, but I'll try.
Oh, that's neat.
There you go. You can see them.
I didn't notice that.
That's cool.
It's a bit. I think I like the concept of spotter eyes like that more than the execution, but whatever.
I think
okay.
I think if you painted them up really creepy and like bloodshot, that might be neat.
Okay, that's probably how I should do it. From one super talented Tyranid person to another. Was this you, Will? Sent through Vermis, or who was that?
I don't think that was.
I posted the Vermis one.
Oh, okay.
Because
Kajan just be spamming.
Yeah, okay. He showed up today. He posted this picture, and I thought it has to go onto the show because it's looking amazing.
Yes. So, for anyone who's not familiar with Vermis, Vermis is the one who came up with that iconic dominatrix sketch, otherwise known as His name's Warren Beatty, and he was active on Warp Shadow back in the day, and we managed to drag him kicking and screaming onto Instagram somehow. And his art is so good. Like, he did a concept sketch for the current Tyrant Guard before the current Tyrant Guard concept was developed. He was like, oh, you know what would be cool if like this did this and like the plates interlocked and they folded out, and he basically made current Tyrant Guard before Roberto Cirillo drew them. So super talented guy, and these are some amazing sketches of a Zoanthrope. And very different kind of like takes on it. I like the big carapace because that to me harkens back to the old look for the Zoanthrope. With that big giant head, like the broad head rather than the long head.
Yeah, I that's also a part I liked about it.
Yeah. Did you want to say anything else about this?
No, not particularly. Only that I really like it, and I think my favorite is the in the center on the right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
with the blue background and the gray foreground.
Yeah.
That one's nice.
With the blue background.
I
Yeah,
kind of like the
hooks at
flatter
edge of the
head.
cactus. What's that?
I like the flatter head.
Agreed.
I like how the head's kind of flat.
Yeah,
rather
Yeah,
than
kind of
broad,
giant
flat and broad.
round.
It reminds me of a snake hood.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
Yeah, very
nice.
Cobra-like.
It gives the whole thing some Cobra-like look, and I really like that. It's much better than the floating aesthetic we have for the Zod these days.
Nice.
It's kind of a
Zone
nice
throw.
merger. I feel a nice merger between like the old like second edition and like the floaty head zoanthrope like designs. I think since the old walking zoanthrope was like had such a large and wide head crest relatively,
Mhm.
whereas like the newer ones are all like a lot sleeker.
This
Yep.
is going to be a really obscure reference, but what it actually reminds me of? It reminds me of the old Kenner snake alien, actually.
What? Oh, for like from the Alien movies,
Yeah.
or like Alien movie toy line.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find it.
I used to be real into those Kenner alien toys, like the gorilla alien and the scorpion alien.
Ooh,
I had the
I
gorilla
remember
one.
this. I remember this. Where's a good picture of it?
One thing I love is that
I posted one in the chat.
NECA has been like rebooting the old Kenner aliens and predators, and like have been doing like more modern looking designs that are
I think this is a NECA one. Yeah, it's a NECA one.
Okay,
yeah, that's the NECA one.
There is another one that's looking older.
This one's way hotter. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah,
like
and there is
I
some
like
elements,
his
more the
spindly little
body
claws.
than the head,
Mhm.
but yeah, that's cool.
I definitely remember that one.
Cool. All right, next. Oh man, we're doing Bourgeoisie again? How many times can we feature Bourgeoisie's Thunder Warriors? I mean, they're shit hot, but
this was the second one I figured, since he did another one, and arguably I think this one's even cooler than the last one.
yeah,
I figured it would be a good one to feature. Yeah, I mean, there's really not much to say. This is just such a cool model. Makes me want to do Thunder Warriors, honestly. I love the shield, and that giant honking chainsword is just so awesome.
Yep. Not more to say. Perfect Thunder Warrior. Next.
Yep.
Oh, what the hell is this? Where's the trigger warning on this one? Jeez, man. Wow. What if stuff? Never heard of this person.
Whose is this? Oh yeah, yeah. So this guy just came up in my recommended viewers, and
Yeah.
I saw this particular model, and I was just like, I don't know. I just thought it was cool. It's like a reverse of obviously the
It took
chest
me a
burster
second.
and Alien.
It took me a second to realize this is a reverse chest burster. Oh my god.
Yep. The birth of the Space Marine is just like a reverse chest burster. I just thought this was a kind of cool model.
Oh man.
I thought it was a neat idea. It's something you don't really see.
It is neat. It is definitely neat. Good call.
It is very bloody.
Yes.
Oh, I think I saw this if I didn't see the original project for this, I saw someone else's, like the original version that this person is working on, or is this the original designer of this?
Have you guys
Thunderhawk transporter?
Oh.
I don't know exactly.
1 second before we move on. Have you guys read the description of the last one?
No.
Yeah.
It said it's coming for your eggs, didn't it? In the far, far future of the galaxy, whatever fits you best, there is a Xenos watching a well-known movie. Human, it's coming for your eggs. Alien, it's coming for your what? I don't know. Recognize the tagline.
It's a reference to the Alien movie.
Yeah, but
It's watching. The alien is watching a horror movie called Human.
Yeah.
It's coming for your eggs.
I think that it's coming for your eggs.
It's coming for your children. It's coming for your eggs.
Yeah.
What was it coming for your children? Was that ever part of Alien?
No, I think this is a generic horror tagline because the tagline for Alien was always like, "In space, can anyone hear you scream?"
No one can hear you scream.
No one can hear you scream.
Yeah,
Yes.
or whatever the equivalent. Of,
It's just, but I thought it was funny that it's a horror tagline. Human, it's coming for your ex.
I do like the human alien reversal. Okay, so I don't think this guy is the originator of this design for the Thunderhawk transporter because someone else. Oh, here we go.
I think Bjorn I think
Bjarnidali, yeah, was the originator of this concept, and it's a really impressive concept.
Yeah, I saw that, and especially since they're apparent TechMago's binaries, especially using this as a counts as Harpy for his Gene Stealer cult. It's like,
oh, I missed that part. Whoops.
Yeah, but it's like, well, there's your Xenos tie-in right there.
Okay, that makes sense. How do I get back? Okay, I missed that part. What am I clicking? That's weird.
Oh man, are these the like tankers from those like sand crawler like truck transport things, or are these like different terrain bits?
That I think these are no, I don't. I think these are just the Imperial crates or Imperial shipping containers.
Okay.
But the originator, Bjarnidali, gives like the how to build it. Like he gives the whole breakdown. If you check his page, can't remember which post it is. One of the posts, yeah, here. Build the Solari from these 4 kits. So Munitorium containers, the Thanatos pattern platforms, and only 1 Stormraven gunship. Oh man, using the platforms is like the clamps. That's so smart.
Yeah. All I know is that I always love the sort of mechanical conversions that people manage to pull off. Obviously, not really something that a lot of the NID kit bashes really have. So like, it feels to me like a very different kind of conversion style.
Yeah.
Like, and especially for non-orky stuff, like making sure it's all like, it looks like neat and clean and like manufactured and stuff. Always something that impresses and intrigues me.
Yeah. So I realize now that TechMago's binary is doing a whole bunch of like mech versions of Tyranids, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
I can respect that. So this is like a Tyrannifex. I mean, probably much bigger than an actual Tyrannifex, but probably the size that a Tyrannifex should be.
Yeah.
All right. Ooh, I hadn't seen this one from Dark Millennium. Who sent this one through? This is really nice. The like Hive City.
Oh yeah,
model?
sorry,
That's
I got
okay.
distracted. My work was texting me.
Okay.
Sorry, which one is this? I submitted it. Oh yeah,
you posted.
yeah. I really, I love when people do like these like even tinier scale Warhammer things, and like one of the like little things that Games Workshop introduced that I wish they would have expanded on more was that what was it called? It was the one that had the little hexagonal pieces that you had like the little planetary empires. That's what it was called.
Oh,
I really
yeah,
love
you had like the
planetary
maps,
empires.
like smaller
And I
than
thought it would
epic
be-
scale.
Yep, I thought it was like such a cool like little idea of like a way to like flesh out narrative campaigns and stuff. And like
Yep.
I remember when it first came out, you had like a couple hobbyists like on some of the old forums like Daka who were like making like these really intricate like boards for their planetary empire. And this just reminded me of that. And I love that it was basically just made from a bunch of spare bits that he had lying around.
Mm-hmm. No, and a lot of guns. It looks like it's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this, and like I feel like Dark Millennium. I think I'm confusing him with someone else, but I thought he'd done this kind of stuff. Oh no, who did the Spire Heads? There was like there was a hobbyist who was doing conversions with like Spire Heads, and I think it was not this hobbyist, it was a different one. But someone from like the Blaschitz school. I want to say their name was like Tenebrim or something. I can't remember. It'll come back to me later.
I know who you're talking about. Protulit Tenebris.
Is that the one? No, I think Protulit.
No, he's the mid guy.
Someone else. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, yeah, this is really cool.
Protulit Tenebris?
He's the NID player. I don't know. Why is my mouse doing this? Mouse is randomly selecting stuff. That's fun. Okay. What? We're going back to Vialborn? Come on, guys. Yes. We worship the fact that he can sculpt friggin' chain sword teeth. Now we're worshiping the fact that he can sculpt thumbs.
I just thought that this was so cool. I love the it's such a simple little thing, and I don't know. I was just
I hate it.
Kind of blown away.
I hate it so much. I hate it so much because I'm not this good.
Claws.
And I will not be this good, and I don't want to be this good because I have better things to do with my time.
I just love that this man was like, "Oh yeah, I want a double-sided chainsword. Should I, like a normal person, just go buy a double-sided chainsword from another kit? Nah, I'm gonna cut the teeth off another chainsword, cut it in half, put another side together, and then sculpt each individual tooth on this chainsword. And while I'm at it, I'm also gonna add claws to the guy's hand.
Because ain't no thing. I'm king of the world. The worst.
I'm actually using one of his tutorials on this model I'm working on today. I'm using his tutorial for how to make rivets. So,
good.
And it worked pretty well. I really like how they look.
All right, there you go, Vialborn.
Pretty sure the last time I decided to, I'm like, why don't I just sculpt all these things? I regretted every second of it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a
sculpting at this
mistake.
scale is stupid hard. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah.
And all of his tutorials, because he does have like a handful of tutorials on YouTube, he makes it look so easy, and he's like, oh yeah, just like, whatever. It's like
step one,
it's
get
like
good.
A guy painting the Mona Lisa. And it's like, oh, just like slap some paint on,
Just add details.
Whatever.
It's not that hard.
just add details. Yeah.
It's like that time that Games Workshop got, what's his name, Gray? I almost said Christian Gray, and that's something entirely different. Who's that Gray guy? Something Gray, the really awesome Nathan Gray. I don't know who's that. Who's that amazing
I think
painter?
I know who you're talking about. I don't remember his name.
Wins all the Golden Demons.
Let
me look it up.
You don't mean Darren Latham, do you?
No. His name's Gray. Something Gray. Demon Rich. Richard Gray.
Richard Gray. Oh yeah, Richard Gray.
Richard Gray, otherwise known as look at his models and your eyes will bleed because they're so well painted. Richard Gray, one time Games Workshop got him to do like a freehand tutorial on Warhammer Community. And like the tutorial was literally step 1, paint in the black shape. And it's like, okay, I can do this. And step 2 was just get good. It's just like do the freehand. It's like, oh shit. It's like step 1, paint a black circle. Step 2, paint this. It's like, no, I can't. How to not be helpful.
He's insane. Like, half the time I see his models and I think it's like a painting on canvas. I don't even realize it's a 3D
Like,
model.
what is this? This is a painting on canvas.
Feeling right now.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, he painted that one? Oh, F off with that mayonnaise.
Yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess. Like, there's people who are like, oh my god, like I see this work and I don't want to do hobby anymore because it's like so good. I'm like, oh come on, don't say that. But then you see this painting and you're like, yeah, okay, I'm good. I don't need any gold.
I guess he won at hobbying, and I guess I can just give up right now.
Yeah.
Well, although remember that this is his entry to this year's Golden Demon. Look at this thing. Look at this. See this model? How perfect this is. The squig with the blue and the red and the tongue, and then like the subtle like mossy colors on the rocks below, and like the goblin with the yellow hood riding it. Yeah, this didn't win. This didn't win anything. So you can be this good and still not win a golden demon.
Yeah, I mean, if I can offer one critique, I find his painting style can look a little muddy sometimes. He's got a very distinct painting style, and like I feel like it's almost like too natural looking. Like it like it's almost
I can't fault it. I think
pastel.
it's I can't fault it. I if it's pastel, I'm digging pastel, but just you know,
No, I mean
he can also lose. Apparently,
it's brilliant.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? It kind of reminds me of like the art style that I remember back in the day when Confrontation was like the French company where like people were like, "Whoa!" Like the
Ooh.
painting
Oh,
style
yeah.
was just like completely out of this world. It was like beyond like the
Yeah.
heavy metal team. But it
I
has
can
that
totally
same
see
kind
that.
of has that same sort of style. There's like everything kind of looks a little too shiny, I think would be my like complaint, right?
Mhm. The
But
lighting
like
is like very
Yeah, you're right.
stylized.
but like, you know, the
What's a good
execution
example
is
of confrontation?
phenomenal, so it's just like
Yeah, it's
okay,
flawless.
whatever.
It's more a style thing, I think. But yeah, the
Yeah.
execution of that style is flawless.
You're right, and I can't. I'm trying to find some good examples
Excuse
of
me.
painted confrontation models because you're absolutely right. I think this is probably a decent one.
I believe we refer to it
I
as
would
the French school of miniature painting.
Like this was like a French confrontation model, and like it's there's some Richard Gray in there. Like, sorry, that's not bigger, but
God, I miss Confrontation. Their models were
confrontation
so
had some
cool.
damn cool models, especially if you're a homunculus dude. Man, those
Mhm.
alchemists. Woo! I bought
Yeah,
some.
the
I got them in a box here.
Alchemisters.
I got them in a
Oh,
box
man.
here, just waiting.
I
Got a
really
whole
like
whack of
the
them.
Vialtis, the Egyptian inspired the evil werewolf guys. They were cool. I like those a lot.
Yep. Okay, on to this. Who is this? You sent
Sam,
through the picture. Go
one
ahead.
second. Sam added null oil the whole thing.
Clean that shit up.
Always null oil, everything.
Okay. I think this was Darth Bob. You sent this through?
Please
Yes.
skip the Symbiote Joe one.
Symbiote. Oh, okay. I clicked a whole bunch of things. And
Yeah,
hold on,
above
let me
the Valbjorn one is the Symbiote Joe one.
Sorry, I'm pretty sure his name is pronounced Valbjorn.
Okay.
I'm just being a dick. Where's Symbio? That's Valbjorn. This one?
Right above it is one.
Joe! Our boy Joe.
Oh, there he
Go
is.
Joe.
Symbio Joe.
Yeah. So this worked for me, except gene stealers don't have long tails. Like, it's not. I was like, yes, this is so cool. And then I saw the tail. I was like, I don't know.
So I mean, I am firmly in the camp that I hate how homogenized Gene Stealer cultists are.
Okay.
I like when their mutations kind of take on different, weirder forms.
I dig.
I think what I don't like about the tail on this is that the base model is a Skaven, and so I immediately the tail just makes it read more Skaven to me.
Yeah, to me as
Yeah.
well.
I think if this model was not Skaven base, the tail would be okay. But like to me, removing the tail from that model would have made it look less like the base Skaven model, especially since
didn't this model have a tail? I mean, it's Skaven. Didn't it come with a tail?
It did, exactly.
Okay.
It just had the more like rat-like segmented tail.
Gotcha.
I don't know what the base model looks like. Maybe like the fabric flows in such a way that it's hard to like remove, like not have something there, because like maybe the fabric is like bent around it.
Yeah.
But no, I like that. I'm kind of I like how he used one of the familiar heads. I think the scale of that looks really
it works
good.
well. To be clear, I love this model, but it was just like I was like, yes, and then I saw the tail. I was like, I don't know.
I also think I would have taken the shuriken hand out and maybe replaced it with like maybe one of the little clawed hands from the familiar.
Mhm.
I think that also would have taken it away from being Skaven-y.
Yep.
If you had replaced the hand with a hand of a generic alkaloid from the gene stealer that's
It
holding
might be
a
too
gun,
big. Like it might be too large because of the scale. Like we're dealing with. It looks like we're
Possible.
dealing with familiar scale.
Yeah, that's why I would have. Yeah, that's probably why I would have used like the familiar hand.
I don't know the model he converted, so I'm not sure. But
Yeah.
if
It's a new. It's the brand new Skaven. I think Underworld's team. It only has been out for a couple of months. They're beautiful models. I saw those models and I
Yeah, they
sat
are
up in my
very
chair.
cool.
I was like, "Oh, dang!" Great one. Yes, thanks for flagging that. I missed that one. Thank you, Kajan. This looks like a Skeksis Tyranid monstrosity had a baby. Slash a little bit of Zinch in there. Your
Oh, so
big
that
green monster thing.
yeah, so that comes from. I actually saw it on Facebook, but then I found that I actually follow the guy on Instagram. It's Fear Me with a 4. And that is actually he's been doing like these custom sculpted Zinch models. That is actually modeled after concept art from the old
How do you
Warhammer
spell the name?
Online game. Fear Me. I think it's F4.
Oh, F4. Okay. FE4.
FE4R_me.
Yeah, I'm
or
pretty
you
sure I
can
follow
click
this
in the
person.
chat.
Yeah, I like to do it the hard way. Come on, buddy. Because that other one you shared, the sitting demon looks really familiar.
That's actually Zinch himself, or at least based
Oh.
on like the only artwork we have of Zinch.
Oh, so I have maybe seen that in art before, and that's why I recognize it.
Yeah. Hold on,
Oh.
I'll find the concept art from. I'll put it in the Work in Progress Wednesday. That's
Whoa,
the
Fear Me
concept art from
is
Warhammer Online.
dang talented. Look at that painting. Delicious.
It's very clean sculpting too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It's a cool, some cool effects on the Eldar jetty jets there. Oh, okay, so not all these pictures are here. Like the picture of Zinch is there, but
Yeah, I saw these on Facebook.
so you found the greens. Oh man, that's impressive. Great work.
Oh man, this freehand on ridiculous Sigmund model. Ugh.
Oh, Svald? Sigvald? I didn't see the full name.
Yeah, I'm just
Whoa.
looking at like one of his like things on his Instagram page, and just like the
Yeah.
freehand on the cape work is just like, oh come on now.
Oh yeah, there's some cool paint and action up in here. Cool everything action.
Yeah, I put the image of the Warhammer Online concept art in the Discord, so you can see what he's kind of trying to make with that first model. Warhammer Online had some really cool chaos concept art actually.
Oh, I see here. Okay.
Found his art station.
Wow, there's some great stuff. Oh man, that beast is so creepy.
I love the little dinky arms, and I love the arm with all the eyes and stuff, and the little spider leg
that one's
fingers.
just getting started, looks like. Doing a great job. Holy toot. I love it.
I
So
really
let's
love
go,
that design too, because it's like avian, but I find that a lot of the official GW models, they're like too avian. Like it's
Yeah.
too much like a bird. I
Yeah,
like that
just put
this
a
is
big-
like
big
it's
old beak on
definitely
it.
got a lot of avian elements, but it's
Yeah.
still very like it's got that
Twisted.
ever-changing weird
Yep.
Zinchi feel.
No, that's amazing. That is this is a creature conference, and that is a creature to be sure. Holy two.
Mm-hmm.
I also like that it's got like a single wing.
Yeah, it is cool.
And like a single bird leg, because the other leg looks like it's like a stiltwalker kind of insectile thing in the background there.
I just love the arm with the it looks like his hand is turning into some kind of weird alien spider.
Yeah, I think that and the fate, like the main head, are my favorite parts, as well as those weird little arms on the chest.
I like how his
lack of symmetry is fantastic for this.
Yeah.
It just makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Like,
lack of
normally that would
symmetry
bug the
for
hell out of me.
change, like Zinch.
Mhm.
Zinch lack of symmetry seems to go together very well.
It also looks like the back carapace is like eating the neck.
Yes,
like the back carapace
and
almost
then
looks like a separate creature that's starting to chomp down on the neck.
above those little arms on the chest, there's another head that's like eating the bottom, or another mouth that's like eating the bottom of the neck.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just very. I actually would be interested who the Kajan. Did you say you found the art station of this particular artist?
I think so.
Because I'd be interested in seeing some more of their art.
I found the Twitter account that posted the concept art for this particular picture, and it linked to Mike Francino's art station.
Oh, is that Mike Francino?
I think so.
I love Mike Francino.
Posted the link to the art station in the chat.
Oh yeah, actually I do. Yeah, that does look like Mike Francino's artwork now that I really look at it. I had no idea he worked on Warhammer Online. That's really cool though. He does a lot of that. I don't know if you guys have seen that Trench Crusade stuff. You've probably seen it. Like he also did, I think, the cover art for the most recent 28 mag.
Yeah,
but I love Mike Francino's stuff. He's a brilliant artist. He's probably one of my favorite artists on Instagram.
Cool. All right, we're getting a bit late. Was this a Hellbrute that he's also working on? Or the other dude is working on, or is this just some?
I'm not sure what it is, but it looks something Nurgle.
Yep.
Maybe a Demon Prince. I see it being a Demon
Looking
Prince.
good. I'm liking it. And to close things out, I didn't chuck in a bunch, but I pulled up this most recent post, literally from 3 hours ago, by Sir already featured on the stream Vermis. Because, as I said in my comment with all the hearts,
oh my gosh,
Vermis has a lot of like old sketches that he's posted before, and like these sketches are ones that, hold on a sec here, that he had previously shared, I believe on. Why is this not working? Oh god, my mouse is in the wrong screen. I believe he'd shared these on Warp Shadow before, so these are like concepts for alternative Carnifexes. This was around the time the 3rd edition Pewter Carnifex came out, so you can see hallmarks of that Pewter Carnifex in the top left.
The modernization of those designs is so cool.
And then like the cool like Scorpion Carnifex, and then that funky head.
That is weird, but I love it.
But and then also on the Scorpion Carnifex, it's got like an acid spray on its tail, which is kind of neat.
Yep.
And then like neat mandibles. But I have never seen this second page of sketches. And just like bottom left, big beefy Carnifex walking on those huge scythes, it moves me.
I love the one right above that.
That too.
I mean, I guess it's like the same design, but in a different pose.
Yep.
I want to make one of those. That is so freaking cool. It's obviously evoking the 3rd edition, but like the weird like beetle Carnifex, but like take some of the 4th edition design elements as well. It kind of reminds me actually a bit of. Did Vermis do that classic Dominatrix sketch?
Yes,
as well?
I just said that.
It reminds me of that. I also see Venom poking his head out.
He drew a Venom there because he's like, clearly I'm just drawing Venom. That's probably, you know what? That's probably why I like Vermis's stuff so much, because he's just low key channeling Venom all the time, and I'm here for it.
Oh yeah, Venom's great.
You know, I've been stuck on like how to finish off my old one-eye conversion, and I think I'm gonna crib this claw design because I have some ideas of how to steal some bits to make that. And I like this claw and this like middle left dude.
Hey,
Thanks,
sounds good
Vermis.
to me, man. Yeah,
It
and
looks like he got like
it looks
some kind of good.
sorry, just that the ones more on the right look like what could be a better or a different version of crushing claws.
Yeah.
Because there's like a little thumb there, and that thumb could be like amped up, made a little larger to crush some stuff.
Yeah, just a very cool design. Yeah, it looks don't get me wrong. I love Jess Goodwin's card effects design. It's in my opinion one of the best designed models that he's ever done or ever designed.
Yeah.
But this card effects, this looks like a walking tank. This looks like
Yeah.
something that's gonna barrel through, you know, a gun line and just shrug off everything you fire at it.
Agreed.
There's another piece of art. I think Adrian Smith did it that kind of also has a kind of modernized version of the Beetleback card effects. I'm trying to remember where it was featured. No, I don't.
While
want
you're
card
thinking
effects
about
to
that,
ban.
I just pulled up the sketch, the original sketch by Vermis of the Dominatrix. I think he might have done this after Simon did his Tyranid Dominatrix from a 3rd edition Forge World hair duel, but I'm not sure. I can't remember the exact chronology, but this is like the touchstone for me
Here it is.
for what Tyranid Dom should look like.
I found it. This is the one I'm thinking of.
Yep.
I think this is Adrian Smith. I'm not sure. Actually, this might be
yeah,
Karl
it looks
Kopinski.
familiar.
This might be
Oh,
Karl Kopinski, actually.
Isn't that a Codex cover?
No.
Or very
No.
similar to one?
It's similar to
Similar,
one, but
yeah.
but it's not.
That's pretty neat. Yeah, the head is definitely that more that 3rd edition Carnifex head. But the back like vents are definitely 4th edition style.
Yeah, that kind of became more prevalent, I think, after 4th edition.
Yeah. Nice. I should steal this. I still have to make a a stream slide card thing for the next creature conference. I should steal this for it.
Does Vermis happen to do you know if he sells his sketches? Because I might need to add some gallery.
You could try, but I tried that and he's like, yeah, I just throw them out. I'm like, fuck.
Bro.
He did one of my favorite sketches of his of all time was a lictor sneaking up on a Kajan guardsman, and it's just this like really it's a really interesting use of negative space. Do I have it? I think I have it. Let's see. It's just super cute. And I'm like, do you still have this? I want to buy it. He's like, oh man, I'm pretty sure I threw that out. It was just like a sketch in like a notebook or something. I was like, what? This is my favorite ever piece of Vermis art. It's just like a Catachin guardsman, like immersed in water with his knife, and the lictor is just like right behind him, and the little feeder tendrils are about to like give him a wet willy.
That is fantastic. How could you throw that out? I can't imagine taking that much time to draw a sketch like that and then just like being like, trash.
Followed closely by this little bit, which was actually something that happened in a game that someone was playing with their Tyranids in 3rd edition, where a rattling sniper was up in this like tiny little tower, and then because you could like deploy your lictors anywhere, you could just be like, oh, I hid my lictor here, and you had to like write it down, and then you revealed it and your lictor popped up there. So this rattling sniper was in this tower that there was like no room for any other models than this one rattling sniper. And the player was like, oh yeah, my lictor's up there. He's like, what? So this was the depiction of the lictor lying in wait for the rattling.
Frodo, no.
Poor Frodo. Yeah, but okay, here's that kind of effects. There's so much good Vermis stuff. Like so many cool ideas. Like weird transport bugs. Yeah. Oh, we got those Zoanthrope sketches. The time Vermis stood me, like, totally took me out by doing a Orc Stealer and making it way better than mine.
I'm so jealous of Vermis and Dachande's art.
Oh, here's the Vermis's sketches for Tyrant Guard. Way back when. This is like 3rd edition. They're so good. There we go. That's another iconic piece. His Tyrant Guard concept. Oh, we should put a date on it, because this was legit 3rd edition. Oh, cool Dom heads. Anyway, I'm going to put this link in the chat, because this is on my blog, and Vermis's art is amazing. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. I was just going to say, I keep forgetting to send you the images of the unreleased for you to put them on your blog.
Oh, yeah. Come on, buddy.
I'll have to send them to you.
So, I didn't do much hobby on this, but we chatted a lot of hobby. That's good.
I got a little bit done. I added some rivets, and I glued some more little plastic bits on. I did a little bit, it's better than nothing, right?
Guess so.
Yep.
I'd say so. Oh, I am following him. Good. Okay, I think yes, it's getting a bit late here. Probably getting late everywhere. Thank you all for joining up as co-hosts of this streamy stream, and thanks for pulling those models and sharing them with everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Always enjoyed being on the stream.
Same.
Good. Yeah, I
feel
like. Oh, thanks. Kajan, you want to actually say it?
Like, share, subscribe, and click the bell icon to be notified about upcoming videos.
So we know everyone who was commenting is definitely subscribed, so thank you for subscribing. But if you're watching this video after the fact recorded, please like and subscribe. And yeah, hit the bell so that you get notified, as Kajan says. And the next video you have to look forward to... Oh, I'm going to have a video going up this weekend on my YouTube. It was previewed for patrons last weekend. It's all about... It's in the vein of Nidvember. And the teaser is... It's what really pisses me off about Tyranid collectors, Tyranid players. So it's going to be one of those like weird deep thought videos. Yeah, but that should be going up on Saturday. I have to remember to schedule it. Whoops. And you can look forward to that on Saturday morning. And then, yeah, starting next week on Tuesday, we're going to be in Nidvember. So come next Friday, the Creature Conference, we'll have some Nidvember-y things to talk about. So you can look forward to that. But before... Oh, shit. I should have plugged this before. If you're wondering about Nidvember, we talked about it on the last stream with Flynnhammer. But the post is now live on the Warp Shadow account on Instagram. And if you head over to Warp Shadow on Instagram, you can see that we've got some more amazing art by the ever-talented Dachande. And to accompany that art, we've got the prompt list that Flynn took a lot of trouble to come up with, inspired by the old Warhammer trading card game. So if you click off the first post, you'll see that there is a list of... Hold on, I'm going to lose Darth Bob's logo for a second. Where's Darth Bob? There's Darth Bob. There's a list of 72 separate prompts. And what Flynn's done here is that he's taken just the names from a whole bunch of Tyranid cards from the old trading card game. And there's some really cool, there's iconic names in here, like a Dactylus, or like there's an ancient dominatrix in here somewhere, Yimgarl Stealers, but there's also weird stuff like a Viragon, or a Biothrope, or a Corona Stealer. What is a Corona Stealer? I have no idea. But what you can do is you can either go to a random number generator and ask it to pick a number between 1 and 72, and do that a couple of times and see what it comes up with and see which one of these things speak to you. Or you can just look at the list and be like, Cortex Leech. That sounds really cool. I'm going to make a Cortex Leech. Or if the name is not enough for you, I believe that if you go to the link in bio on Warp Shadow and you tap on that post, it should take you to a Flickr album. So this is a bunch of concept sketches, but if you scroll down through all these lovely art and concept sketches, you'll see that the art from the actual cards is here from the old trading card game. So if you're like, what does a Dactylus look like? You can look at this weird, whoa, that art is really rough. This weird art of a Dactylus. Or you can, wow, there's a lot of good art in here. You could be like, what is a Helgaunt? Nope, that's a Hierophant. What is a Helgaunt? Oh, that's what a Helgaunt is. Oh, looks like something with spine fists, but weirder. So yeah, you can take a look at the art here to get some more inspiration. But I honestly think that if the names speak to you, just do whatever you want. Wow, it's all here. So yeah, that's November this year. And you don't, like, if you pick a card, you don't have to make art that corresponds to the card or anything like that. You just need to make something and post it up, and then we're going to have actual prizes. So you can look forward to that. But more on that later. Anyway. Gents, anything else to add?
Nope. Not I.
Nothing from my end.
Nothing from my end either.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining up tonight, and we will see you all very soon. Hope everyone stays safe. Happy hobbying, happy modeling, and we'll talk to you soon.
Happy Halloween.
Oh, happy Halloween, right?
Happy Halloween.
Hope you watch some creepy movies. If you're not sure what to watch, just watch Alien. It's always a goodie.
Yep. It's true.
All right. Talk to you all later. Bye.
Bye, YouTube.
Everyone.
Bye-bye.